one thing that I believe that the federal government needs to, again, size and scope. I think the federal government is trying to do too many things that it needs to allow the state to do. I don't think government is a bad thing. I believe that government has its place in our country. That's why we set up these systems. But we need to focus, federal government needs to focus on federal projects. And then, to the extent that that states need or local governments need its help, it needs to listen to what they say they need, as opposed to putting mandates on the states or on federal government and saying, well, we're going to give you this money, but you have to do this with it. Because I think you end up with a lot of issues. You're ending up with a lot of transit systems that cities are building because they're being given money to do it that really aren't a good idea. They're not good for the community. I believe I was reading not long ago, I think it was Houston did a transit system that is and I don't want to pick on Houston, but it was a dismal failure, but they spent millions of dollars on it. California working on the bullet train, that those type of projects that the federal government are promoting, it shouldn't be. It needs to focus on again, federal projects. I think I-49, I-69, those type of projects are very important. Our infrastructure is collapsing. I was talking to a civil engineer last night that is working on our water and sewer problem, and he goes, people don't realize what kind of bad shape the water and sewer system in Shreveport is in. Those type of things we have to the extent the federal government needs to get involved, to the extent that because of our tax system is taking money out of our state, that it needs to give that money back. I think the federal government has a role to play in there, and it can help, but it needs to focus mostly on federal projects. Let the states focus and the local governments focus on what they need to do and what they see as viable and important to their community.